Hey gang, it's nanicrypto coming to you today with a new video after a crazy day in the market. So as most of you would have known by now, the Bitcoin to Bitcoin gold fork happened today at about 3 p.m. my time, and I'm in New Zealand. As soon as it happened, Bitcoin came down significantly, dropped to about 5,500, and a whole bunch of money went into the altcoins. Now, this is very positive for the altcoins as they all started to spike. But obviously, most of the people who are holding these altcoins have been holding them for quite some time. And it was probably going to be a while before they can see some profits from these long-term downtrends. So it gave me an idea to do a video about the different what I call crypto talk. There's a whole bunch of terms that are used in the crypto market that if you're coming in for the first time, have never done cryptocurrency trading, it can be quite daunting to try and understand what people are talking about. So I'm going to go through a few of the most common ones today. I'll put in the details in the description. That way you can always refer back to this video if you'd like to remember what they are. Hopefully once you've heard about them once, you won't forget about them. And I'm just going to try and make it as easy as possible for everyone to understand all the crypto talk that's happening in the different chats that you may be using. So the main, so what we're going to start with right now is we're going to start with FOMO. Okay, so what does FOMO mean? FOMO actually translates into fear of missing out. Let's see what that actually means. If we jump over to our crypto site, which is coinmarketcap.com, site that we normally start with every day, it will show us that today has been a crazy day for the market. While Bitcoin went down 3%, a lot of the coins, as I mentioned, went up. Crazy. So I found myself in a group and a whole bunch of people talking to me about do I buy now? Do I wait? Because we were seeing there was a coin called ADEX. That coin made 60% within an hour or so. So the problem with fear of missing out is some people get in right at the top. So and if you don't know how to read the charts, it can be very difficult to. So if you buy here, let's just look at this coin, for example, NEO. If you bought down here, great. But if you found out the coin was doing well up here, now if you buy here and it continues to go up, that's great. But if you buy here and it takes a downward trend, then that's when we start to lose. So I'm going to jump onto a coin which we were looking at, let's see, back in 11th of October. So shout out to Brandon Kelly, the boss, who spoke about this coin. And I actually bought in, I believe I bought in at about here, and I believe he bought in about here. So he bought in quite high, which was really cool. Sorry, quite low. And I bought in at about here. So it had already gone up a little bit, but I thought, no, I'll hold it. Now, I actually sold that coin around here. So if you look at it, I actually made 60%. I think it was in a space of about 24 hours. That to me was huge. 20% profit on a coin is probably very significant compared to most of my other coins, which I think the most I'd made was like 23% or something like that. However, Mona did something that the market was not expecting. It continued to rise and rise and rise and rise. And it made, just quickly show you with our charts. So from where I bought it, which is about down here, it made 30% in 3 days. Nobody saw that coming. Now, I can't tell you exactly how to avoid fear of missing out, but you've got to have your own rules. So what may those rules be? For example, I will sell at 30% profit or anything over 30%, or There's another really good rule that the boss talks about. If the coin is already up 30%, then don't jump in. Don't jump in, because chances are, as you can see, like this coin made here to here, probably would have made about 100%. Then it did a pullback. So if you bought around here, even if you bought about here, about 54, it went down quite significantly. Let's see how far it went down. It went down just that little window, 22% in 4 hours. So if you're holding coins at a very short term, you'd think you would have jumped out. So you've got to really set your bars up. Most people who have been in the trading market for a while know that we're in a volatile market, and they would wait. Because like I said, this went through the roof. And I don't think anybody who bought down here waited for this high. However, so if you look at this, the other important thing to note of this chart is we've got 1 wave, 2 waves, 3 waves. Okay, 4, and went down. They normally say 3, max 4 waves in a chart like this. So, it was time to jump out. So don't jump into those coins just because either everybody else is or other people have made profits. Like, make sure you set up your limits. So that's a really, really important thing. The other one that kind of comes hand in hand with the FOMO, which, as I reiterate, is fear of missing out, is FUD. So FUD is basically the FUD. The FUD at any point in time can be basically news that is given out. So FUD stands for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And it's basically news that is given out about Bitcoin normally to avoid people buying Bitcoin. So I'm just going to jump into Google, and I literally just typed China FUD Bitcoin. Now, back in September, there was a huge crash in the market with Bitcoin because, so what actually happened was China has its own exchanges, and China said that the exchanges were going to be banned or they were going to be closed, and that nobody in China could do, I think it was that nobody in China could do any trading. So obviously when you have such an influential country like China to the market and they say that the exchanges are going to close, then the market just drops because people get scared and think, no, that's it. It's not working anymore. Bitcoin is a joke. Bitcoin is no longer real. Bitcoin will fail. And it makes people sell. When you make people sell a coin, then of course the market's going to crash. I know there was another one, JP Morgan. I'm sure you've all heard about Jamie Dimon's recent comments on cryptocurrency. There's another guy who made some really bad comments about Bitcoin. So we'd love to say that people who hold Bitcoin don't get influenced by this kind of news, but they do. So just like there's a saying that says in cryptocurrency that says, buy the rumor, sell the news. Because if you buy at a rumor, then when the news comes out, it's going to skyrocket, supposedly. At the same time, is don't be scared. There's a whole bunch of industries, people, countries, institutions that don't want Bitcoin to succeed. So don't be one of those people who's going to be affected by that. And the only way that's going to happen is if we steer clear from the FUD news, basically. Because after this happened back in September, they came back in and saying, no, that they were going to allow trading. They just weren't going to allow, I think it was ICOs. So again, just something really important to keep in mind of. Now, the next one we're going to go to is hold. So if we jump back to our screen, we'll see that hold actually is spelled incorrectly. So it's HODL, so it's HODL. Now, the first time I saw this, I actually grabbed it and corrected it. And then the person who told me about it said, no, that's actually how it's written. Now, I'm going to take you straight to the source. Back in December 2013, apparently a guy who was drunk, that's what the news I read was. It says, I am holding. I typed the title twice because I knew it was wrong the first time. Still wrong. Whatever. And then he just goes on to rant about a coin he's holding or he doesn't like. Or anyway, if you go further down, so this is Bitcoin Talk. If you go further down, they all just started writing HODL, 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 and it just went viral. So these days, if you're on any kind of crypto chat and you see HODL, it's not incorrect. It just means hold for dear life and don't let it go. That's basically what it stands for. A few others that you would have heard in the market. We've got all-time highs and all-time lows. So ATH, which is all-time high, and ATL, which is all-time lows. So if I were to look at this coin, which is Mona, literally here at the top of this red is my all-time high. So if somebody says Bitcoin has reached all-time highs, which you will normally hear about in the Bitcoin market, that's what they're talking about. It's soared up to its highest value, and that's what it's worth. And then we've got our all-time lows, which is all-time ATL. So not much of a difference there. Now, you may also hear in the market regarding the whales. So a whale in the market, now I don't think Mona's had any whales, but basically a whale, you can normally see when a coin, like a random little coin, shoots up or shoots down from one moment to the next. So normally they say that the whales are the, basically they're kind of like large players in the market that make a significant impact on that specific coin, whether it's a big rise or a big dump, which also comes in hand with our P&Ds. Our P&Ds are our pump and dumps. Just going to quickly jump into this chart. Now this was this is ADT, a coin which I had been keeping an eye on. Now, why is this a pump and dump? Now, if I look at this, so this is a 1 hour chart. This coin went up. So if we can see how far up it went. It went up, and it's not going to let me see that, so we'll just bring it down. 106% in 1 hour. As people know, that's not human. So it doesn't just do that in an hour. So what actually happens are there are a whole bunch of groups. There are groups in things like Telegram, WhatsApp, and they're called pump and dump groups. So what they do is a whole bunch of people, hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people get together and say, okay, let's all buy this coin. So that's what they did, and they all bought the coin. So what happens if you're watching this coin, you're thinking, wow, it's going up, and you buy it around here, or maybe you buy it as it's getting closer to here because it is going up. And then they get to a point where they go, okay, I've made my 100%, and they start to sell, and it just goes down from there. So please be very careful with the pump and dump groups. If that's something you want to do or be a part of, that's fine. You know, it's obviously your decision. But pump and dump groups to me, I was part of them initially when I first got into the market, not knowing any better basically. But then I realized that when they were posting the pump and dump news, basically I would only make like 5%, and then it would start going down, while other people had actually come in from behind. The coin had actually been going up for like, say, half an hour or 40 minutes. So really, you just got to be very careful with pump and dump. If it's something you want to be a part of, like I said, definitely your call, but please be careful with it. Now, just quickly going to jump onto our BTC chart. Go all the way over here. I'm going to set it up to the last 4 hours, which is the best way we like to look at our charts. So as you can see, currently Bitcoin is going down. Started today, actually started a couple of days ago when it reached the all-time high of 6188, and it's currently down to 5647. It's gone down quite a lot. Now, two other terms that you will hear in the cryptocurrency world are bearish and bullish. Really important terms to keep in mind. Now, pretty easy to remember. This is a bullish trend. If they say that Bitcoin is currently on a bullish trend, or is bull, sometimes you'll find images with the Bitcoin and a bull or things like that. it basically means the coin's going up. Okay, now there are people who do a really detailed technical analysis of these coins, and they will see that it's, on its way to start going up. Or they may say, if I change this chart to a daily chart, then as you can see, as far as the Bitcoins here, so here it made it up to 4.8 and it came all the way down to 3.2. So that was September 1st down to, so in these 2 weeks, somebody would have said Bitcoin is in a bearish trend. Again, Bitcoin with a big bear. So basically it means that the market's going down. Now, sometimes these trends can be because of news or because of something that's happened in the market. Sometimes it could just be FUD, so a whole bunch of people being scared of whatever information they've discovered and they want to get rid of it. Sometimes it's FOMO, so they're scared of missing out another coin, so they sell Bitcoin and they go and buy something else. So it could be for a whole bunch of reasons. So there you go. Those are the terms that I'm going to teach you for today. There were a few other terms that I wanted to touch base on, but that I will leave for when we do the TradingView video coming up soon. A whole bunch of people have asked me about that and just giving a few tips and tricks on how to use TradingView. Thank you so much for coming back and watching our video. Please, if you like the information, like, subscribe, share the content. I will add all these words and their significance into the description. That way you can use it as a reference. Great to see you once again with us. That's all for today. Thanks. Bye.